Brawl Stars has over 50 Hypercharges, but unfortunately some of them really suck. Today we'll rework the worst Hypercharges and try to make them 100 times better. I then got former pro player Corey to rate them from 1 to 5 stars, and if I manage to get over 50 stars, then I'll give a Brawl Pass to one of you. So let's start with Brock's new Hypercharge, Airstrike. We all know how useless his current Hypercharge is, dealing less damage than a normal super. So instead of changing his super pattern, let's give him a super that can be used anywhere on the map.
So instead, Brock's super becomes a controllable Airstrike.
Oh no!
It's kind of like Nani right now, right?
Oh my goodness! Would it be useful? We're gonna start low. I don't think this is like super useful. 2.5 stars.
I think we can all agree that Jackie's Hypercharge isn't the worst one out there. It simply pulls enemies in and slows them down, mainly used for the stat boosts. But you can't lie, it's boring as shit. So what if instead we spun them around into random directions? Wouldn't that be so much cooler to use? Would it? I think it would. So Jackie throws enemies around, stunning them for 1 second.
And so that stuns them.
It like makes them dizzy, you know?
Yeah, I think that's really good. That would make Jackie's Hypercharge very strong. I'm gonna give it a 4 star. I can't give a 5 star just yet.
Okay, even Supercell knows how garbage this thing is. Nani's Hypercharge. All it does currently is grow the peep in size over time, which is decent in itself, but is incredibly lackluster for a Hypercharge ability that you can't even make use of the stat boost half the time. I think a simple yet effective and humane solution will be to give Nani's Peep a gun. I mean, think about how fun this will be, flying around, shooting enemies while trying to kamikaze into them.
Peep got a gun. Peep now shoots projectiles by aiming the move stick.
Oh, this would be so hard to control. I think Nani would go from like a low played brawler to the most played brawler in the game.
Exactly.
I don't know how good it would be, but I think it's another 4-star Hypercharge.
Pearl's was probably one of the hardest to come up with. Her base kit is already kind of weird. She doesn't really have a purpose, you know? Her Hypercharge ability is incredibly counterintuitive as it explodes enemies away from the burning area you want them to be in.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me? So her super burns the ground and shoots burning cookies around her.
Okay.
The problem with Pearl's Hypercharge now is it knocks them back. These little explosives would either knock them into it again, or it would knock them even further away.
Cool idea. I still don't think it's gonna be that practical. Pearl doesn't really like getting close. I know the super does a lot of damage. I still think it would be like on the lower tier. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 stars.
Jean's current Hypercharge is the most ass thing in the entire game. Just like someone like Jackie, you can only use it for stat boosts. But I really do like the concept. Grabbing more enemies is really fun, even if it barely ever happens. It's just that, well, like, you usually die immediately if you grab 2 or more people, so instead of punishing the player, let's reward them instead.
I need more. The more enemies you pull with a super, the more damage you deal, and it stuns for 1.5 seconds.
Okay, this is cool. Jean's Hypercharge kind of sucks. I think people miss more with the Hypercharge than they do the regular pull. Okay, yeah, I honestly think that will be broken. That just makes the pull so much better. You can pull anybody. I'm gonna give it another 4 star. I think that's really good. I want to see more.
Sprout's Hypercharge currently is one of the most niche things in the entire game. It deals damage to enemies directly next to it, which, let's be honest here, never happens except in heists. But I still think this is a really good ability, so I kept the original ability and just made it a little bit better.
This one's called Vine Whip. Sprout's walls shoot off ranged vines that deal light damage. It's pretty much the same thing.
But it like actually hits people.
Yeah, it actually
does something.
hits people, yeah.
You know what? Like, whether or not this actually helps that much, I'm still giving it 5 stars because Sprout's Hypercharge is useless right now.
Now, Tara's is actually a pretty decent Hypercharge already. The amount of wall break you get from one of these Hyper Supers is insane, but it's boring as fuck. So considering nearly Tara's entire kit is based on these shadows, I wanted to bring that to her Hypercharge.
This one's called Transform. Tara's super turns enemies into shadows for 5 seconds.
That sounds
but
cool.
These shadows, they work the exact same as Tara shadows. So you'll be really fast, kind of weak main attack, like a kind of lower health.
And so you could kill that shadow.
Yeah, or they could kill you.
Okay, but it still works like a normal Tara super. You pull them in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 1 star. I just think that if you Hypercharge pull somebody, they're gonna die. You don't need to turn them into a shadow.
What if it didn't pull them and it just turned everyone in the radius into a shadow?
Well, then Tara's super is weird.
If you Google the definition of counterintuitive, Charlie's Hypercharge would be the first result. It spawns spiders around the cocoon, which on first viewing looks pretty good. It's fine, but then you realize, hey, what do these spiders even do? The enemy is there, not out here. It's lazy. It's just her gadget. I don't like it. So this new Hypercharge will provide value no matter what and require immediate action from the enemy team.
It grows. Charlie's super grows in size, dealing more damage the bigger it is.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
If an enemy destroys the cocoon like a second in, then it'll do less damage.
Yeah, no, I like this one. I think that's pretty cool. I think Charlie's Hypercharge Super should do damage. If you add that with the spiders, this could be broken. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I think that it's pretty cool. It might be better than the original.
I also made a couple new Hypercharges for some other brawlers that don't have one currently. I made Griff's Hypercharge really simple considering he himself is pretty simple too.
It's called Pay the Price. Griff can now super behind him. I thought he's a pretty simple brawler, so he needs a pretty simple Hypercharge.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much
I
it.
like that though. If that broke walls too.
Ooh.
No, honestly, I think that one was pretty good. Well, it might not actually be that good. I don't know. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars because the more I'm thinking about it, how many times do you have enemies behind you? I don't know, but it's cool.
Now, Larry and Lori was one of my favorite ones to make since it's literally just another brawler. I decided the best thing to probably do was just beef up Lori and make him so much better and make him just so much more annoying.
Brotherly bond. Lori gets improved shots as well as a super.
Oh, a meg shot. Yeah, that's just gonna be so annoying to deal with. Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's like another brawler added to your team pretty much.
Yeah, until he gets taken out in a couple seconds. I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. I don't think it'll be that good, unfortunately.
Gray's super currently only affects teammates by teleporting them from one portal to another. But what if it affected enemies as well? Well, now it can. That's what I made it do.
Hide and seek. Gray sends enemies to an alternate dimension. And then they get banned for 31 days.
If they step on it, they deserve to be banned for 31 days. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I could see him adding that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be pretty annoyed if I got banned for 31 days. Just because it's funny, I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars.
RTs is really odd since you can get it so easily, like literally with just one gadget. So it can't be too insane. But like, I mean, it's still cool. Like, check this out.
It's called Stop Resisting. RT's legs get a 12% slowing radius around them.
I actually think that would be pretty strong, believe it or not. I can see that being used, like, just like picture dueling beetles, and you know the 2 walls that like people have to walk up on. You place one side where your feet are, and you go on the other side. How did they ever walk up? I don't know. I think that would be really good, man. I'm gonna go 4 stars. I think that'd be really strong.
Mandy has a lot of possibilities for what her Hypercharge can do, but all I know is that her mutation ability, the one where she shoots off 3 beams, was absolute dog water. I mean, it's almost as bad as a Gene Hypercharge. While I want this ability to be strong, it can't be overwhelmingly strong either.
Beam. Mandy's super becomes an unstoppable wall, so it travels across the entire map and it stays there and lingers there for a little bit longer.
Interesting. That actually could have some use. If it was longer, that could be like really cool. How long does the wall last on the map?
2.53-ish?
Then it just might be annoying. It might not be that useful, but it could be. It could be. We're gonna go 3 stars. We're gonna go 3 stars.
Kid's super is incredibly simple. All it does is jump on an enemy and stun you and them for a few seconds. There's not much that can really be done here, let's be honest. So how about we try something new? Maybe, I don't know.
Kid can attack while on top of an enemy.
No,
it's not that broken. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. No.
I hate Kit so much. There's like few brawlers that Kit jumps that can survive, and now there's 0 brawlers that can survive. Just because I hate Kit, it would actually be a pretty good Hypercharge. Just because I hate Kit, I'm only giving it a 2 star.
Oh, what if you like Kit? What would it be?
It'd be 4 probably.
Oh.
Draco's Hypercharge was actually leaked in a video on the Supercell channel, so if this is not what it turns out to be, then I'll be heated. But I mean, what else can really be done?
Feel the burn. Basically, the flames become flaming. They basically just
Yeah.
They just pierce and are longer. That's pretty much it.
I think that would be very, very strong Hypercharge. I'm gonna give it another 4 star. I think that'd be really good.
Chuck has a super that has so many different possibilities. He can zoom in and out of his pose, and that can do a multitude of different things. But deep in my heart, inside my gut, I felt that a brutal car crash would really fit him best.
Vroom. Chuck turns into a Honda Civic, which deals damage based on its current sell value.
I'm curious to see how much the sell value is.
I think it's like $23,000 right now.
Oh, all right. I mean, that's definitely a 5 star. If it does that much damage, you one-tap the save.
Melody only has one possible Hypercharge here, let's be honest. Some might even say
it's like Shade, but a bit better. Melody can dash through walls.
It's like Shade, but a bit better. That's good. That's really good. I'm just thinking about all the times that like you just go across the entire map and there's nothing that can stop you anymore. Game over, honestly. That's a 4-star Hypercharge. That's really good.
Oh man, I gotta give away a Brawl Pass now. Okay, like the video, comment code Moyo, and I'll pick a random person to give a Brawl Pass to. All right, good luck.